Welcome. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the if statements. If statements use those Boolean expressions we just were looking at in the last video and are going to use them to make decisions. This is called branching because we're going to branch the logic. So let's look at what we've got so far. Well, we've got a string here. We know it's a string because it's surrounded in quotation marks. So we've got a string Bob, and we're assigning the variable name equal to Bob. So we're now storing Bob in our name. We've got a price that we're going to store $5.50 in. And we've got a constant here. And I know it's a constant because it's all in uppercase. And it's a good practice when you're using something that is like a target that would be a constant value. I'm not going to change it inside my program to create it this way, because if I ever do need to change it, it will get changed throughout the entire program. So we've got our constant target price, and then right here inside our if statement, we have this conditional that we've just been working on. So the if statement is broken down like this. The word if, and then I like to put a space here. It's not actually required, but I like to have a space here. And then we open a parenthesis. And then inside the parenthesis, we have to put that conditional expression, or that Boolean expression, in here. So our Boolean expression is price is greater than target price. Then we close the parenthesis, and then we put a colon. Okay? And that tells us, okay, if statement, we're done writing our sort of functional part of the if statement here. And then on the next line, this is really important. We've got to hit tab. Okay, we can't use spaces. We got to hit tab. And if I just hit enter, it'll automatically tab for me. So I don't have to worry about it, but we want to be careful with that. And then here, we can put whatever it is that we want to do. When we want to get out of the if statement, we're just going to go down and pull ourselves back, get rid of that tab, and we can write another line. So this is written exactly the same way, except we're going to check if name is equal to Alice. It's a different Boolean expression, but it's the same idea. So let's look at our Boolean expressions quickly and see if what we think should happen here. So is price greater than target price? Well, is $5.50 greater than 6? No. So this should not happen. Is name equal to Alice? Remember, double equals is comparison. Is Bob equal to Alice? I don't think so. So what happens when we run this? When we run this, it doesn't look like anything happened. But actually our code did run, and we can test this by doing a plain print at the bottom. And this is a good idea if you're running something where maybe nothing will happen if you've set up your conditions in a certain way, or your branches in a certain way. So if we run this again, we'll now be able to see that we did happen. We're all done. We can see it over here. So let's fix this around. Let's switch our Boolean expression to be less than, and run this again. Okay, so now we saw expensive appear because this is true. So these are called branches or if statements because they're checking if it's true. And you can read it like in English. If the price is less than the target price, then, you can sort of think of this colon here as then print expensive. And what's cool about this is there's no reason we can't do multiple things in here. This is more text, print, look, even more lines. And this is fine. We can keep adding in here. As long as we keep this indent, it recognizes this stuff all should only happen if this is true. So we're going to run this again. We'll see there's a bunch even here. So for this second one, if we want this to happen, we either have to change this to be Bob, or we have to change this to be Alice, or we can change it to, if it's not equal to Alice, we could say, hi, who are you? Now you might think, well, shouldn't we be able to do sort of a way of saying, well, what if this is not true, then I want to do something else? And that's absolutely the case. We're going to take a look at that in the next video. So for right now, though, this will now say, hi, who are you? Because Bob is not equal to Alice. And that's it for if statements. The trick is to remember the syntax. The word if, followed by a space, open parenthesis, a Boolean expression, close parenthesis, and a colon. and then make sure you indent everything below it with a tab. All right, in the next lesson, we're going to take a look at if then else.